is not forcing, but forcing a conversation between the attendees and the vendors. Really directing for not like a one-time sale. Like a lot of people go to a networking event, they pass out their business cards, and they look to have a big. They look to have 100. Look to have 50 people call them, expecting business just to happen with no real follow-up or anything like that. What we do is we force people to get out of that, to get out of their comfort zone, to put themselves in a position where the conversation is happening anywhere and everywhere. And we keep that conversation, that relationship building and growing. And that is the biggest thing that we want to make sure that everybody knows about. So what we have going on, June 7th, we're going to have we have this open for 150 business owners. We're going to have food vendors. In fact, my partner David has been working some stuff out with Bolé. And we have a couple other places that I'm not going to put out there just yet, just in case something doesn't come through. We're going to have a wine vendor. We're going to have Jen G from V Card be there. We're going to have a layout. The whole layout, the whole area is at our disposal. So we're going to make sure we utilize that the right way. So once again, you can check that out on my Facebook page, facebook.com/SoFlo Mixer. That's SoFlo Mixer. And then just go to the events tab and you'll see that there. And then I also want to remind everybody, next week we will be at the Olive Garden in Boynton Beach, right outside the Boynton Beach Mall. This is a free networking event that we're putting out there. Last week we had over 30 business owners, and we expect to keep growing, especially now that the summer's here. You got to be proactive. You got to keep putting yourself out there. You got to keep making the conversation and have people talk to you. It's about consistency. It's about follow-through. It's about follow-up. So I want to make sure that everybody knows about those events. I want to make sure that everybody knows about what's going on with SoFlo. Once again, you can check out my Facebook page, facebook.com/SoFlo Mixer. And that's also where we're going to air this show. So if there's anything any comments or any questions that you have later on, go ahead and drop them in the comments below, and we're going to go ahead and make sure that that's there for you guys. So just making sure that everybody knows about that. I mentioned before, my first guest is Brandon Mayfield. Brandon, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you. Can't complain tonight.
Now, Brandon, you are a personal concierge.
That is correct. Yes.
For the car business, is that right?
Absolutely.
Now, can you explain what that is?
Of course I can. So instead of going through the traditional method and buying a car or leasing a car and going to the dealership, you go through me.
Okay.
I find a car that works best for you by understanding you, facilitating the paperwork, and then I arrange delivery. We're going to deliver that car to your house or to your office.
So, okay, so how do you find the right car for me? Like, how does this process work? Walk me through this process.
Absolutely, Tom. How I do this, I have a series of questions that I ask you to understand you as a person, Tom, and what's going to work best for your lifestyle. First of all, I want to know what you're doing for fun on the weekends.
Okay.
If you want to have heavy activity, maybe a hatchback is not going to work for you. Maybe an SUV would be the ideal vehicle for you. But you can haul things. I'm not going to tell an athlete, let's get you into a Fiat when it doesn't make sense.
Of course.
You know, so I'm understanding you as a person, Tom, and I'm not pushing you in a vehicle. Instead, I'm suggesting options for you. We agree upon a car for you, and then I go out and I create the terms that work best for your situation.
That's awesome. All right, so the whole process, you said, so I'm going to go ahead and when I sit down, we talk to you, you bring the car to me. Do you do the test drives at my home or office, or how does that work?
Yeah, what happens is that's actually done at your office.
Oh, wow. Okay, great.
Because what happened, we deliver the car to you, and at that point, you can test drive it then.
All right. And obviously, before this, we're going to have conversations about what the different types of makes and models. What if I'm not sure? Like, I have 3. I'm sure this has happened to you. Or I'm like, oh, this is nice, but this is nice. This is nice. What do I do? What do I do?
Well, that's where I come in. We strategize. We look at a couple things because a lot of people don't know exactly which car they want. They have an idea, but they don't even know there's vehicles out there they don't even know about. Okay. And so for me, that's where I come in, as I'm able to suggest based on understanding that person and understanding cars, because I love cars too.
That's why that first appointment is so important.
It's critical. It's critical, to say the least.
Now, Brandon, I've known you now for a while. You've been on my Facebook page, so people that are watching me on Facebook, you've seen this face before. let's get to know you a little bit.
Absolutely.
So you before this, what were you doing? First of all, how long have you been in the personal concierge business?
I have been in the car business now for 3 years, and I've been in sales for 17 years. Okay. Before I got into this, I sold real estate back in Minnesota. Right directly before this, I was in the apartment business as well. So I've been in customer facing roles. My goodness, a mix for several years now.
But you've also been in businesses not just customer facing, because anybody can talk to a customer.
Absolutely.
But when you're in the real estate business, when you're in the car business, you're forced to really know your client to make sure you're delivering the right product.
Absolutely, and know yourself, really. I understand my strengths and my opportunities so I can better assist others. Therefore, I'm making sure that I'm able to approach anyone and assist them and understand them. You know, that came from me doing rentals. I mean, I did real estate rentals in the heart of a down market from 2008 to 2012 back in Minnesota. I was doing that. Then I moved here. Wanted to be under the sun.
You know, it's funny. When I was in 2004, I moved over to Bradenton on the west coast of Florida, and I jumped into the car business from there. I did that for 3-4 years. It was a fun time. There was a lot of great things going on. There was a lot of games going on. I'm going to ask you about that in a little bit. But when the market crashed in 2008, I went from selling 14 to 16 cars every single month to selling 3, and where I'd actually speak to only 10 people in the month on the lot. Nobody answers the phone. Nobody, and. It was that was a tough time. Bradenton and over there is still having problems with the businesses. They're not. It's not the same that it used to be. That was a nice little small town that was building, and now it's not. But it actually forced me to go out and do other things from there, and that was kind of tough for me there. And obviously, the car business is a lot different from 2008 than it is now, right?
It has evolved. It's evolved, and really, what we're doing. My role myself here is I'm coming to you. So I'm seeing you at networking events. I'm seeing you out and about. Say we're just getting groceries and we strike up a conversation. I get to know you then. And lo and behold, you may need a car. And so we could talk right then and there. So that interview may happen in the first few minutes of me meeting you. And I understand exactly what's going to be best for you. Because I'm understanding you as a person. And that's what it should be. The way we do business has evolved. The car business has got to catch up. And so I'm behind that.
Well, I think you said something that is very, very important. It's not just important in your business, but it's important in all businesses. When you're building a business or when you're doing something different, the only way to really build that business is by building relationships. You're not looking for the next sale. You're not looking for the next project or you're not following the money, because if you follow the money, you'll never find it. But
Indeed.
If you go ahead and you create with the right intentions, the right process, the right people, and build a community around what you're doing, then all of a sudden it's not you just by yourself. Like you said, whether I'm meeting you at the grocery store, if I'm meeting you at a networking event, or if you're coming to me for a car, you're going ahead and you're building that relationship right off the beginning. And that is something that all business owners really need to listen to, because that is something that's the power of businesses today. They have the strength of social media behind them. You are fantastic on social media.
Thank you.
We gotta plug that. But you have a lot of great talents for not just one business, and that's probably from your time in sales and time in everything else. How has this process been for you in the last 3 years, building from where you were to where you are now?
Well, there's definitely been moments that have been very, very challenging, to say the least. One is being able to be more efficient with the time, because the idea of a client using me is I got to save them time, right? That's number one. That's always the goal, to understand them better and to make sure I'm able to do that in a way that is appealing to that client, because there's no one way for each client.
Of course.
It depends on what's best for them. So understanding them has always been a challenge, because you have so many different personalities, especially here in South Florida. It's enjoyable, to say the least. Some people are more vocal than others. Some are just straight to the point. And I have to adapt, because I'm a talker too. But everybody's not like that.
No, and that's definitely not the case. Not everybody is in that field. I am, and you are, but we find that people You got to adapt to your situation. You got to adapt to the personalities. It's no more different like building a friendship, building a relationship. That's all it is.
And that's what I focus on, Tom, is really that. It's like understanding that person, getting to know them, building that relationship. Figuring out, really, it starts from this. I want to know, how can I serve them? How can I serve anybody? I mean, I wake up every day, and my goal is like, I want to serve at least 2 people today, in one facet or another. And that's always been a mentality since I hit the workforce. Really, that's just my idea about life. You serve more others is far more enjoyable because you learn more, you gain more from that experience, from that relationship, albeit.
No, absolutely. Now, talking about the car business from before, obviously, I don't know if you guys have had it. I have, where games are being played, and they tell you one thing, and then they throw one thing out there. Oh, this car is $10,000, and normally the car is $30,000, and it just so happens to be one car that has just been sold. This has just been sold a few minutes before you got here, or it was sold yesterday, that kind of thing. So my question is how do you get around that? Do you play any games? Do you have that type of mentality? What do you do in that regard?
No, I can't do business like that because that's the reason why I got in this business. I'm straightforward. So what you see is what you get. When I give you a number, that's exactly what it is. So I have everything up there up front. You're going to know exactly what it is that you're paying and what the fees are assessed. You know, whether it's a delivery fee, whether it's your tax, your tag, your title fees, your first month's payment. Because with the lease, a lot of people don't realize it. But when you actually sign a lease, your first payment is due on the date of signing. So there is no down payment, but you still need to make your first month's payment. And that's usually done that date of when you sign the lease agreement.
So why do dealerships play these games?
For them, it just brings more people to the dealership, more clients. It's a numbers game. As with any business, it's a numbers game. And they know that once they get you in the store, they pressure you. You're there for several hours, you're tired, and you're like, okay, you know what? You're not going to go home empty-handed. It's just like when you go to the store. They go pick up some food or what have you. You go to Target, you're expecting to spend $20, you spend $80. Because you're already there, right? How much more so in the dealership?
So, in other words, what you're saying is they put you through that long process, so you don't want to go through it again at another dealership, or that time that they spent, they want to feel the value.
Absolutely, they're getting their money's worth out of you. They are. For me, I'm compensated on value. I am. Whatever you buy, I'm still compensated the same. It's just making sure that you're happy and that I serve you.
So you mentioned before that you're always trying to stay ahead of where the car business is because they're doing things. They're always a little backwards. They're always a little behind. Explain a little bit about how you're ahead of them and where they're lacking.
For one, is I have the product knowledge behind me. That's number one. 2 is understanding terms. I'm able to see the ads that are out. So the ads that they put out, I'm actually able to read them like anybody else can read them, but I actually sit there and read those ads so I know exactly what it is that you're being advertised. And I'm able to keep the jump on products. Like I'm always posting on my Facebook page. I love to post out reviews, road tests on new vehicles. Therefore, you can see what I see. You're now educated. You can have some fun. And that's going to go back to the question you asked me earlier of how do you help a person determine which vehicles will be best for them? Because now you have this information that you can use.
Perfect. All right, what we're going to do real quick is we're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, we're going to be talking a little bit about what you're doing for SoFlo Mixers. We're going to be talking a little bit more about the car business, and we're going to be right back right after this. Attention all South Florida business owners. Are you ready for the summer? My name's Tom Hibbert, and I am the host of SoFlo Mixers. We create networking events from Palm Beach Gardens all the way down to Fort Lauderdale, and we create fun, engaging, and more importantly, effective events to help network. And we want to network with you. Check out our next event on Facebook.com/SoFlo Mixers or text SoFlo, SoFlo, to 80800. Check us out. Welcome back to the SoFlo Business Corner. If you want to join the show, call 1-888-565-1470. We want to hear from you. Once again, that number is 1-888-565-1470. Now let's get back to the show. Welcome back. My name is Tom Hibbert, and I am the host of SoFlo Mixers. We're here sitting here with Brandon Mayfield. He is with Autobahn Leasing. We have been talking a little bit about the car business. We've been talking about the process. We're going to be getting into some stuff that he's doing with SoFlo. But what I want to know is there's some stuff that I've. The biggest question that I have is, how does your process affect people? Because obviously you need to get paid and everything like that. But I want to know the biggest process, like the biggest success that happens in your business. What have you ever had any big successes?
I have. I had a few. One I can think of in particular is a client I had, actually, who followed my career for about 9 years. This was back from when I was selling real estate. Her client and boss, I guess you could say both, actually owned this really cool company back where I'm from in Minnesota. And he had drove the same car for 15 years, believe it or not. His business had just taken off, and he wanted a vehicle to represent himself well.
Is there a reason why he was for 15 years driving the same car?
He had to put money into his business. He needed to put money into his business. He invested sweat and tears into that business. I'm telling you, it's one of the most emotional experiences I've had.
Wow.
With the client. Working with him, he knew what he wanted. He specifically wanted a BMW 540i with the M Performance parts, M Sport. It was beautiful what he had wanted. But it's how I was going to do it for him. I had to make sure it was just absolutely eloquently done. And me being here and he being in Minnesota.
Oh, wow.
And don't leave this out. He's at a conference for his work in Vegas while his car had to be delivered to him.
Oh, wow.
So what we did is we arranged for him to sign for his car. After finding a car for him, he went crazy. It was beyond what he wanted. He was very, very happy. Beyond that, getting paperwork is the aggravating part that we talked about earlier. So what we did is we had a notary meet him in Vegas, and he signed his paperwork for his car. So the lady who reached out to me was his consultant, who I had known for 9 years.
Oh, wow.
Really happy and thankful for her. And we got her car, too. She got a BMW X3, brand new. Just needed an SUV. And I suggested that, just like you said earlier. I knew her. I knew when I worked with her 9 years ago, and I knew her personality, so I suggested that vehicle for her.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Super happy. Was bragging her son about the car, about the technology that's in it, because there's a lot of technology in these cars these days. And signed up on both vehicles, actually. We had our notary, had the paperwork ready. When they got back to Minnesota, both cars were delivered. I said it was going to be like a week apart. Her car was built. Her X3 was built. His car we got from across the country, had it shipped. Within a 1 week period, both cars were in their driveway at their homes.
So when they flew back, it was already there and ready to go.
Exactly. They just had to sign and drive.
That's awesome.
Well, really drive at this point because I already signed up for those cars.
That's pretty cool. And I didn't even realize that this is something that you can do cross country. I thought you were doing this in just a local area.
No, I'm cross country. I have helped a few clients back home in Minnesota just because I'm coming to you. Like I was saying, that's how I evolve. Is I look for how can I serve you. I don't look at barriers. I look at opportunities. No,
that's strong, man. That's very strong. And I think that's one of the reasons why I have you working with SoFlo a little bit. For those that don't know, SoFlo Mixers holds a business snapshot. And what we do is we sit down with business owners for 2 to 3 minutes, giving them an opportunity to just briefly talk about them, talk about their business, and talk about where you can reach them. The whole purpose of the event is just to give more exposure to everybody, more exposure for SoFlo, more exposure for business owners, and it's something that we hold we give out for free. We don't charge that. It's just 2 to 3 minutes from there, and then we start that relationship together. We've had Michael Dill on, and then tomorrow we actually have like 5 or 6 different business owners that are going to be meeting with us, and we're going to be shooting a snapshot for each one of them, and then we're going to be releasing that every Wednesday on SoFlo Mixers fan page. So I want to say Brandon is somebody that's actually going to be hosting for us, and you're going to see a lot of videos from him on our SoFlo Mixers fan page on Facebook. And Brandon, explain. Obviously we've done a couple together already. What's your experience so far of the Snapshot?
My experience with the Snapshot has been one that is very open. It allows business owners, not just myself, but business owners alike, to connect with a greater audience. And they're using a platform like we just discussed earlier in the interview that you had with me, where they're able to connect with people on what they're doing. Most of us are on Facebook, right? We can agree to that.
Yeah, of course.
We spend a lot of time there. We're looking at for entertainment, connect with family, or we're looking to find that special someone. With that being said, Facebook is a great marketplace, and you're able to get right there and connect with clients. And they get to see exactly what it is that you do, is what I've experienced with it, and how you do it, and how they can reach you.
And on top of it, you can share that information from there. You can really branch it out and expose yourself to a bunch of people. I mean, we've had some really good success as far as views are concerned. Michael Dill was one of our snapshots, and he had a fantastic video, and they got a fantastic response from it. And just pushing that out there. Now, I've never even asked you this question. Where do you see it going from here, buddy?
Where do I see SoFlo Mixers going from here?
No, where do you see your role with SoFlo, with the SoFlo Snapshot going? And
with me, I see a global. I'm going to be blunt. I see a global. I see a global platform where I can have multiple screens, and I have this very large platform where I can talk to people across the globe about their business and what they do. Because this is not something that needs to be tight just to the Florida market. We can start here and grow, because there's a lot of opportunity right here in our own backyard. We can grow from there. Because I see myself serving in that level with SoFlo. It's
funny. I never asked him this question in general. Do you know what we have going on in the works for future events?
I think I have an idea about it. David let me know about that.
Yeah, we have a platform that we're starting. It isn't launched yet. We're going to be launching in hopefully next week is when this is going to get launched. But we're going to be doing virtual networking events. We're calling it the SoFlo Virtual Referral Network, and we are trying. What we're doing is we're going to get anywhere between 20 and 40 business owners on the screen, and be able to network with each other. We're going to start this in the Tri-County area, in Palm Beach County, Broward County, and Miami-Dade, so that people can connect with each other. That may not be able to attend networking. Like if you're in Miami, you can't really get to a networking event at 8 a.m. in Palm Beach County.
No.
But if with the proper resources and the stuff that we're putting together, you're going to have a virtual networking event, and you'll be able to talk to those people in Miami and in Palm Beach, and eventually where we're going is going to be all of Florida and all of the U.S. So you'll be able to talk to people in Canada, in California, in New York. And because business itself is not limited anymore to just your local realm. Small businesses now can do business anywhere in the country for the most part, depending on what they do. I mean, if you're a cake maker, that might be a little bit difficult, but we have a lot of processes that are already made, that are already set up to be able to connect with each other, whether it be through Facebook or Twitter or our websites. Or the phone, Zoom conferencing. There's so many different options to make it available for everybody, and we want to connect everybody together. What do you think about that?
It's exactly what I like. I love it. I can't even use the words like. I don't know where I came from. I love it. I think it's perfect because it's a part of my plan. Is I want to get in the face of more people and serve them. I'm excited about it. I'm beyond excited, to be honest.
Well, as we grow, as we build and build this network and build what we're trying to do, we're going to need people to host. I mean, you do a fantastic job with the Snapshot.
Thank you.
You're an absolute phenomenon on social media and everything else. Before we start to go, why don't you tell everybody how they can reach you?
Well, you can reach me on Facebook. I do have a business page. It's called Brandon Mayfield Auto Leasing. You can reach me directly on my cell phone. You can text me or call me. That number is 561-290-9894, or you can email me at brandon.mayfield, spelled Mayfield, @autobahnleasing.com.
I want you to do this again, but I want you to look at the camera. No, the camera right there. That one right
I can do that for you. So you can reach me on my business page at Brandon Mayfield Auto Leasing. Phone number here is 561-290-9894. You can email me at brandon.mayfield@autobondleasing.com. I'll spell that for you. BRANDON.MAYFIELD@AUTBONleasing.com. I look forward to hearing from you.
And what Brandon's going to do, like I said, all these shows are put up on Facebook, facebook.com/SoFlo Mixer. When this show is over, Brandon's going to go ahead and put his comments below in with all his contact information of this show. You'll be able to see even the setup video that we had before, that we launched before this video went out. So just make sure you check him out if you're looking for that car, if you're looking for that device, if you're looking for that service. Maybe you're too busy doing stuff because I know I am. I'm running around all over the place. So
Tell me about it.
Service like that can actually help me out tremendously. Guys, we're going to be back again next week, 7:30 at every Tuesday, 7:30. We're going to see you again next time.
Have a great night.
My name's Tom Hibbert. I want to thank you for joining the show today. Make sure to join us next week, where we're going to help you share and grow your business.